very much. I hope the microphone is on and you can hear me well. That's good. First and foremost, I really would like to say how happy, privileged we feel that we have with us our special guest, Mr. Bill Gates. I'm very happy that we have strong representation from the European Investment Bank. I know that we will hear very soon also from the President of the EIB, Mr. Werner, but I'm very glad that Thomas Ostros is with us as a Vice President of the EIB. And of course, I would like to say special welcome to the two promoters of the special projects we are going to describe and demonstrate our support today, to Madame Breese from Orsted and of course to Mr. Spadacini from Energy Dome. First and foremost, I would like to say that we of course are extremely pleased that you could come and being with us on such a great occasion, because all the story started actually 2 years ago at COP26 in Glasgow, because that was at the time when we launched our EU Catalyst partnership. And this partnership had very clear vision. We wanted to achieve climate neutrality. That was the applause, not for me, but somebody for sure deserved it. Coming back to our projects, we wanted to achieve climate neutrality and to do it through the most cutting-edge innovation. But we also wanted to reduce emissions by scaling up pioneering clean technologies. And as you know, Europe is home to a wide range of such technologies, but all too often the initial investment costs are too high and the markets are too small. So promising technologies are therefore not yet competitive on pure market conditions. That is why we joined forces with Mr. Bill Gates, dear Bill, with EIB, and we are very thankful to Mr. Hoyer and of course to Mr. Ostros, because our aim is to scale up projects that are high risk for companies but high gain for the economy as a whole. That's the philosophy behind Catalyst project, and today I'm very glad to say that we are delivering, because we are going to present to you two groundbreaking projects. The first one comes from the shores of Sweden. Its name is Flagship 1 by Orsted, and Flagship 1 will make the global shipping sector more sustainable, thanks to the clean power of methanol, because methanol has significantly lower emissions than conventional marine fuel. And Flagship 1 will produce 55,000 tons of methanol every year. This is good news for the maritime shipping industry, because they are eagerly waiting for progress on methanol supply. And I know how thrilled the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, was when she christened the container ship Laura Maersk, because this is the world's first container vessel sailing on methanol. So it's indeed real pioneer. And we need more of this if we want to reach our goal to reduce shipping fuels emissions by 80% by 2050. Then let me turn to Energy Dome from Italy. Energy Dome will help Europe to overcome a problem that is often seen as the biggest drawback of wind and solar. Energy Dome will take energy that is intermittent and make its storage permanent. Energy Dome will thus help Europe's economy run clean, even on days without sun and without wind. And it will also help us store energy for a longer period at a low cost. So we are glad to give a 240 million euros financial boost to these two projects. So this is a great beginning for the Catalyst, but I would like to underscore and underline that this is only a beginning. More projects are coming from all corners of our union, and we of course would be very glad to support them with at least 840 million euros, including 420 million euros from the EU budget. Because as these two projects show, EU Catalyst is more than an investment program. It brings together brilliant minds and innovators, engineers and entrepreneurs, and investors from private and public sector, covering the so-called green premium. It's a winning formula, and I would like to thank you all for being part of it. And I'm of course extremely glad that this is a project which is linking the innovators from both sides of the Atlantic, because this is what we need to build, this is what we need to strengthen, to use the innovation power of the two largest economy for the sake of our industries, our citizens, but also for what we are going to discuss here in the next day, how to help the world become climate neutral. We need every available technologies, and these two catalyst projects are clearly showing us the way how to go for it. Thank you very much, and congratulations to both project managers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Executive Vice President. I now invite Mr. Bill Gates in his capacity of founder of Breakthrough Energy.
Well, thank you for coming to this event, and I want to thank Executive Vice President Šefčovič for taking time and also having his team work tirelessly to put this together, just like the team at the EIB. You know, back in 2015, the idea of innovation and new technologies really wasn't being discussed, and I have to say that milestone did bring a focus and say, okay, we need to do more in innovation. And if you just look at the innovation progress at the lab level, it's been pretty fantastic. But as many people often remind me, in these fields, just having something work in the lab is not even the hard part. You know, in software, you're almost done, basically. But in areas like energy and industrial materials, you're really just at the beginning. And so we really need to build plants. Only by building plants do you learn, do you get the cost down. We've seen the magic of that in solar, in wind, and lithium-ion batteries, and now we need to do it for areas like e-methanol and energy storage, as well as another dozen technologies that together will abate all these emissions. So deployment is where the rubber hits the road. It's where we figure out the demand for the product. And without acting in this space, you know, people can be frozen. You know, in the example of e-methanol, should the ship makers make ships that use e-methanol? Well, until they do, we don't want to make e-methanol. But until we make e-methanol, they don't want to do the ships. And so someone has to really step forward, both with the technology and with the financing to get the ball rolling. And so this speed here is important. You know, mostly when you innovate, you go at whatever speed is natural. With climate, we need to push ourselves to go even faster. And so it takes a lot of creativity. Breakthrough Energy probably is best known for its ventures group, which has over 100 companies doing that fantastic lab-level work. But the part of Breakthrough Energy that's part of today's announcement is called Catalyst. And it's here to help fund these projects. And the team has a background in innovative finance, a background in partnering, like we did in this case with the EU and the EIB. As was said 2 years ago, we kicked off and said, hey, we are going to work together. And now here we are with our first two projects that won't in any way be the end of this. You know, I really love both of these projects. I think they're great exemplars in terms of the challenges involved, in terms of the learning that will take place. The maritime industry, it's tough to decarbonize, and it's a significant amount of emissions. Turning the electric grid to be 100% clean, many people underestimate how difficult that reliability question is. You know, for example, when it's very, very cold, that's often a time of low generation but high demand. And so you really, it's not optional to have that electricity available. Both of these projects will create great jobs. They'll both significantly reduce emissions, and they'll be driving their industries in this green direction. There's so many partners that it takes to get these things going, from permitting to pricing, and you know. So a few months ago, we were all saying to ourselves, "Can we get these done in time for COP?" And in fact, we were able to do it. So I want to thank everybody who engaged in that hard work and really pioneered a path that we'll use again and again. This partnership, as was said, we have a lot of resources left to work in these others and other areas. And so we're proud to be here for this announcement. It's a real milestone in the development of the European green industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, please, let's turn to the screen to listen to the remarks of the President of the European Investment Bank, Werner, who couldn't be here today but recorded a video message.
Dear Ursula von der Leyen, dear Bill Gates, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for the European Investment Bank to be part of today's announcement. Unfortunately, it has not been possible for me today to participate in person. At the European Investment Bank, we are well versed in building dynamic partnerships between the public and private sphere. We are working closely with the European Commission and our partners to de-risk investments and crowd in private capital. 20 years ago, we helped to establish offshore wind as a competitive and reliable source of energy. Now we are supporting groundbreaking battery technologies, floating wind farms, development of green hydrogen, and innovation in sectors that are among the hardest to decarbonize, such as the manufacturing of steel or shipping. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to continue the EIB Group's work in supporting innovation. The first two EU Catalyst Partnership projects, Flagship 1 and Energy Dome, we are announcing today, show our commitment to help deliver the European Green Deal and international climate goals. I would like to congratulate Olivia Breese from Orsted and Claudio Spadacini from Energy Dome, and thank President von der Leyen and Bill Gates for their leadership. Thank you very much.
I will now invite Ms. Olivia Breese, CEO of Orsted, to come and join us on stage for a few remarks.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everyone. Before I start, I should probably just confirm I am not, in fact, the CEO of Orsted. I am the CEO of Region Europe for Orsted, and I'm also responsible for our global green fuels business, and it's in that capacity that I'm here today. And it's great to be here at COP. I'm completely delighted to be sharing the news of this partnership today. I extend our warm thanks for their support to the EU Catalyst Partnership, to EVP Šefčovič, to Mr. Gates, and to Dr. Hoyer for their kind support. Orsted is best known as a global renewable energy company and the world leader in offshore wind. We built the first offshore wind farm in 1991, and we continue to build some of the largest offshore wind farms operating today. And the quickest route to a 1.5-degree pathway is certainly to electrify everything that we can and power it with electricity from renewable sources. And that is why we support calls to triple renewable energy generation by 2030. However, approximately 30% of total global emissions come from the hard-to-electrify sectors, from heavy transport such as shipping, from industry, chemicals, refineries. Without defossilization solutions for these sectors, delivered on a climate-relevant timeline, the world cannot deliver the Paris Agreement. This need for green fuels, both at scale and already now, makes Flagship 1 a true pioneer. Located in northern Sweden, it is the largest commercial-scale e-methanol project in construction in Europe. And when it enters operations in 2025, it will produce up to 55,000 tons of e-methanol per year. Now, that's enough to power one ocean-going container vessel annually without emitting any fossil-derived carbon. That's simultaneously a great start and only a drop in the ocean. To reach the necessary scale, it is critical to take tangible action, to not only execute, but operate and evolve these technologies, and to deliver the necessary financial, commercial, and infrastructure innovations as well. That need for tangible action is why we took a final investment decision on Flagship 1 in December of last year, well before the EU's landmark Fuel EU Maritime and RED III legislations were passed. The partnership we're announcing today with EU Catalyst will play a crucial role in supporting the project to achieve those commercial, logistical, and offtake innovations. The experience which Catalyst brings of scaling up innovative technologies and companies will be hugely valuable in the coming years. We've partnered with EIB, as Dr. Hoyer said, in the rapid scale-up of offshore wind over the past decade, and we know they appreciate the costs and risks which come with first-of-a-kind projects. Partnerships like this signal to the shipping industry that e-methanol is really coming. We hope it can give others confidence to invest in a cleaner future, in the fuels, the infrastructure, the ships. And because it is only by scaling the industry that we can bring down the cost. And for scale, we need support from all sides. I'm particularly pleased to be sharing the stage with EVP Šefčovič, who's been a huge supporter of the hydrogen industry. We very much welcomed the announcement just made 10 days ago of a second auction round from the European Hydrogen Bank, with 2.2 billion euros for renewable hydrogen projects. Integrated thinking like this on finance and infrastructure will be the biggest driver for a scalable green fuels sector. And from our side, we commit to sharing the learnings from this pioneering project. Because if we are to scale clean shipping fuels on the timeline required by climate science, we need all hands on deck. Flagship 1 is the start of an exciting journey towards a shipping industry that runs on green fuels. We have the right ingredients to make this a reality. We have all the technology we need today. But just like when you make methanol, we also need the right conditions and a catalyst. We're delighted to have found a catalyst for this critical first stage, and we look forward to continued collaboration on our journey. Thank you all very much indeed.
Thank you very much. Finally, I invite Mr. Claudio Spadacini, CEO of Interinstitutional, to come and take the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are no words. It's just amazing to be here. Thanks a lot to Bill Gates, to Vice President Šefčovič and Dr. Hoyer for making this happen. I'm so pleased to be in front of you. Allow me to express my gratitude for the privilege of addressing you today at this estimate gathering. The urgency to combat climate change demands swift actions. And the imperative for innovative technologies is not only to be cutting edge, but also to be ready and deploy fast and without compromise. At Energy Dome, we fully embrace this thinking, and our commitment is evident in our relentless effort to develop a quickly deployable and scalable long-duration energy storage solution, the CO2 battery. This solution is not a vision for the future, but is ready now. It is cost competitive, it is efficient, poised to displace fossil fuel and accelerate the transition to a cleaner, greener energy landscape. Besides being an entrepreneur, I'm an engineer with 28 years of experience deploying innovation in the energy business. First, in hydrogen production from municipal solid waste gasification, then in biogas, and later in geothermal. My perspective is shaped by a bias toward making things work and deploying innovation to affect real change. This mindset has forged our approach at Energy Dome, ensuring that our solutions are not only groundbreaking in theory, but also proven in practice, reflecting our commitment to creating a tangible impact in the journey towards a sustainable energy future. Our technology has the potential to quickly provide the world with a viable and scalable alternative for long-duration energy storage. This partnership with the Breakthrough Energy Catalyst, with the European Commission and the European Investment Bank, enable us to build the first of our standard frame CO2 battery, providing a blueprint for a tangible and scalable action to offer baseload renewables globally. Tangible actions like this project are what we all need to win the biggest challenge humanity has to face, the climate change. We take on the responsibility and put our biggest effort to ensure that this will be the first of many projects, allowing us to meet the decarbonization target that our leaders are discussing during these days here in COP28, because our world can't wait. In conclusion, I extend my deep appreciation to everyone involved in this remarkable journey. Let us collectively commit to driving change and forging a path toward a sustainable and reliable future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I now invite Executive Vice President Šefčovič, Bill Gates, EIB Vice President Ostros, and the CEOs of the two projects to come and sign this board.
Stand on both sides.
I now invite the people working on making the EU Catalyst Partnership a success to come join for a broader family photo. Thank you very much.